You spend hundreds of dollars, bro, on your vehicle. Thousands to make sure you get diagnostics, everything to make sure it's straight. But you won't do anything to make sure you're straight.
That's where you was going.
And you are a person. You God's most prized possession. You are His favorite thing on the earth.
Bro, people spend more on their phone than they spend on their mental their mental capacity.
You'll make sure your transmission's straight, but you won't go sit down and make sure your heart's straight.
Yeah.
You will spend $1,000 and talk. You will fully talk to your mechanic about, okay, what's done? Okay, I need that done. How am I gonna get that done? But if your partner come to you and say, I need more emotional stuff from you, you ain't got nothing to say about how you're going to try to fix or how you're going to operate or how you're going to maneuver to try to give them what they need. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy, bro.
A woman tell their husband, hey, I need a little more. I need this. I need that. He don't know what you talking about. You need what?
Bro.
But you would go spend thousands on your car.
The B2S Podcast is brought to you by Motivated Apparel. Motivated Apparel, the premier gear for motivation. A brand that motivates, inspires, and empowers you to stay motivated while chasing your dreams. Head on over to www.shiftmotivations.com/shop Motivated Apparel and grab yourself some Motivated Apparel today.
Hey, what up, world? What it do? Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blueprint to Success Podcast. Once again, Blueprint Nation rides up. Yeah. We're excited to be with you guys once again on tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, share. If you're loving the content, we appreciate you guys for rocking with us, man. We're excited to be with y'all again on tonight. We got another live one for you. Once again, it's your boy Mike Mariner, a.k.a. Shift Motivator. Joined together tonight once again with my co-host, my brother from another mother.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Dumbo.
Oh, man.
I love doing this part right here. Mr. Throne Room.
Oh, man.
Throne Room. Hey, Mr. What I was listening to this week, Walk Like Me. Talk Like Me.
Oh, man. Hey, man, I love that record.
Mr. Like Me.
Yeah,
yes.
I love that.
Yeah. But y'all give it up for my brother from another mother.
Yeah.
Alexander Hall.
Yo, Blueprint Nation, what's going on, man? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling?
Week, baby. What's that?
Trucking through the week, man. You know how it goes. First and foremost, Throne Room is out right now, produced by Dominant Certifico. Shouts out to Kingdom Revival Records, man. Still getting people, bro, still getting good feedback. People, they liking the people's, moms are telling me, I can understand everything you're saying.
Right.
People like that. People like to understand the music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know how it is. Shouts out to Dominant Certifico. Like I said, it's always a pleasure working with just a producer to his caliber, just believing in the gift that God gave me, bring me on board, helping out with staff, writing records, allowing me to have creative control. I just go and create, and he just do what he does. He used his creativity for what God gave him, so to help push the kingdom, man. So I appreciate it. So you already know, man. North Cape, we are on the way.
Straight like that. No chaser.
All day.
You already know.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's happening, man. That's what's happening.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, always a delight hang out with these fellas for a little bit, man. And y'all know who this cat is, my right, your left.
Big Bag.
Big Bag. My brother from the same mother.
Mrs. Bag on the way.
Mr. Bag.
Oh,
waiting for Mrs. Big Bag.
Mrs.
Listen,
Big Bag.
you already know I'm gonna be like Alexander.
I don't even be like that. I love you too.
Y'all give it up for Mr. Big Bag, Big Dub, Boy Wonder, man.
What's happening, Blueprint Nation? We
these days going by so fast.
Bro, isn't, man? You know, we just had our we kicked off the Kingdom Builders tour in Cartersville, Georgia.
Yeah, I saw the
and
clip.
Lynette,
Yeah,
Alabama. Man, we had a blast, dog.
Yeah.
We had a blast. The ministry in Cartersville want us back. So it's like, no, y'all gotta rewind that back and bring that back.
bring it
So it's
back.
like, okay, cool. So we was talking about indeed. Yo, for real, brother, you already know what it is. It's your main man knowledge. But so we're looking at like the end of June.
So that soon. Okay.
Yeah. The way he was raving, he was like, yeah, listen. Few gated lives to the Lord. We got a dope testimony, man. One of the guys that was with his kids, he was just like, man, I'm just dumped all this out. I'm gonna stop smoking. He dumped all his liquor out. So it's just like, that's what we do as a family, man.
Yeah.
So that was a huge win. And then I was just like, man, thank you, bro. He's like, man, I love laboring with y'all. So that's huge, man. So we coming back. We're spinning the block.
Okay.
So it was a nice Airbnb too, man. It was nice. 4-day getaway.
Yeah.
I needed that reset. We all did.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. I feel it's like sometimes you be trying to turn down, you end up turning up.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, man. And we with whatever God want to do, bro. Like, we took some things off the table too, and just moving accordingly. You know what I mean? Just we really seeing what He wants us to do, so we just moving accordingly. That's it. And we're very appreciative how everything is turning around and how it's lining up. So love and loyalty is out right now. Go and get that thing. You feel me?
Yeah.
I remember what you told me.
Yeah.
That song be jamming.
That's
too.
my favorite
Bro.
one right there.
Yeah, it's
That one and the one with knowledge on it.
The We Up. Yeah, we actually did the test run on We Up, and that went really well.
Yeah.
That went really well. And
Indeed.
I noticed the people, you know, they got ready to sit down because I was kind of like transitioning to the record. And then when it just dropped, they got right up like a prairie dog out of a hole. Hey, sound nice there.
Like, what your got there, man?
So it was good to do. I did that, and I remember what you told me, and it's just like it's really good to see the first test run. You know what I mean, and see how people respond. So it's a blessing, bro.
You were singing the hook.
No, I sung the portions of where I know I needed to be in that it will blend together. So I mostly let you did what you did on your part of the hook, and then told me. I know you showed me. I know when to weave in and out of traffic.
Bob and weave, man.
Bob and weave, brother. So when we actually get to do it together, it's gonna be really dope.
Yeah,
Bro. It's gonna be.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let me know. I come out there in June. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you know what I'm saying?
I slide back. You feel me?
Slide.
Man, I'm trying to. I've been. It's this new phase has been it's been interesting. So I'm trying to figure out because I want to do a young adult conference. So trying to figure out like what I want to do, how I want to do it. So
Eagle's Nest.
What you said? You said what up?
Eagle's Nest Conference.
what do you say?
Eagles Nest Conference.
Eagle's Nest
Oh.
What did you say?
What did he say? What did he say?
I tell you what he said.
I
He said.
don't think it's time for that yet.
Okay, my bad. I done put it out there.
Yeah, cause I've been kind of like meditating on some stuff. That's been one of them. So I don't. I ain't. If I'm to do something, I don't think it's the right time yet.
Well, hint. If you need a upcoming hot speaker, if you need one of those, just let me know. I do a little 15-minute keynote.
He's available.
I ain't saying no names and nothing, but I need a little. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, drop it in there. Cole, you You stupid.
Marty Mark.
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Remember the episode when the little boy came, knocked on the door, talking about, you my daddy. What's up?
Marcus T. Paul played the little boy.
That job was funny.
That was funny.
Oh, man. How things been going with the group?
Oh man, so yeah, Monday nights, 5:45, 6:45 at Haven Chapel, doing the group. On the book, What Radical Husbands Do, written by Reggie Campbell. God rest his soul. Beautiful man of God. And the group is called The Radicals. And man, it's God is moving, and He's letting me get a taste of what it is when you're basically really putting in work for the kingdom, like being accountable for people's lives and their direction outside of your family, outside of people, like they come to you with things. These men, I'm gonna say, we are opening up ourselves to each other, and God is just using that time of vulnerability for growth. That's why it's so important to be open and be vulnerable. You have to, and if you want some real growth, you got to open up. I remember Pastor Jeff, I heard him say this a while ago. You're only sick as your secrets. You know what I mean? So you can't hold that stuff in. Like, get in a small setting that's trustworthy and open up and expose those things so God can take that stuff and make miracles with it. And these men they want to be better men for Jesus, and let their lives be the testimony, and also have an impact on their wife and have a better communication system and better love and intimacy and stuff. So it's going great, bro. I'll most definitely do it again. And I do. This is just me coming from the house. I do think that men do need. It's a whole bunch of things of how to be more. How to, get more money, or how to stocks and stuff like that. But what about a setting specifically designed for you be a better follower of Christ so you can be a better husband to your wife? It's not a lot of that stuff. Everything is more, that's great. But what about how do you want the family dynamic to be better if we're not groomed to be better specifically for that? We're being groomed everywhere else. You get stock training, you can be everybody going to the gym, they got everything else. But what about actually putting in work on yourself for your spouse? So that's I love it. I love it. It's exposing me, it's stretching me. I'm getting a whooping every week by the Holy Spirit about something. You know what I mean? Good whooping. You know what I mean? Like, because once you're in that position, much is given, much is required. So once you're in that position, you being held under a different magnifying glass. Like, yo, you see that shift that, because now you're in a different state.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't want to fumble right now, because if I'm going to be a speaker, if I'm going to be a pastor, if I'm going to be that person that God called me to be since I was an embryo of my mom's stomach, then I feel like this is that time for me to exercise what He placed on me long time ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm taking it seriously. I'm enjoying it. I mean, normally, I like to speak to my inner bros, but I don't like to. This might be bad, but I don't like all that talking, the conversation. What you need? Okay, I'm straight. Then I can talk to you next week, something like that. So, and I'm getting better at. I have to email them and check on them, and that is requiring me to, come out of my shell. You know what I mean? Like,
follow through in a whole different type of way.
I'm so used to being in, like, God, like, son, you finna be out here, so you can't be. It's a time for you to be in your shell, and it's a time for you not. You know what I mean? So it's a time for turtle time, and it's a time for you to be out. So it's just a lot of things. It's more shaking and molding me than anything else. And I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying the accountability. I'm enjoying the pressure. I'm enjoying the extra studying of the word,
Yeah.
breaking stuff down, reading the chapters with the guys, praying over the men, praying over their families, praying over their marriages. I done had a divorce before. I'm praying over their marriages. You know, I'm able to use the experience that I had earlier this year with my woman and open up. And that's helping me heal from certain things and breaking that down and giving pointers of what I learned, what God showed me. You know, it's just crazy, dog. The group is going very well.
Yeah, that's good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thanks for asking too. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, and I'm glad you responded in the way that you did, because I actually kind of lead right into tonight's discussion.
Sure do.
Because it's like you can't solve a problem without knowing the information that caused the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when the check engine light comes on, you got to get it checked. You know what I'm saying? And you can't, certain things you can't just, and I want y'all to hear me respectfully, because there's some great shade tree mechanics out there. Certain things you just can't take to the shade tree mechanic.
Yeah.
Certain things you can't. Certain things you have to go back, has to go back to the manufacturer. But in the midst of all that stuff happening, you have to run the proper diagnostic in order to get the proper solution to the problem that you're having. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I find that you sharing that information is great for tonight, because as men, we don't really open up like that, and we carry a lot of baggage around, and we don't have the influence that we could have or the impact that we could have, because we're being men, and men don't cry, and men don't share their feelings. And then we've talked about it before, but prayerfully, for those that are listening, if you find yourself in that situation, or even this situation that I'm about to mention, because I know sometimes men draw back because their spouse don't create a safe space for them to, to get the proper diagnostic. So therefore the problem stays hidden. So at the end of the day, man, so let me ask you this right here as we kind of go into the topic. So, because I've been around the block a few times, so almost in every facet of ministry too, and then also being in the personal development space. So, one common thing that I found that I think what helps men, and then I want you to I'm gonna put this question towards you first, since you are leading the group. And then Dub, you can chime in, whenever. But this is just my personal opinion. What I found out in small settings when you're doing stuff like that, do you find it more beneficial? And if your answer is different than mine, please don't back down and go the opposite way.
Okay,
if your answer is different, let it be different.
Okay.
That's what makes us as individuals. So this is just my opinion. I think with men, it's a leading and a building up to them being open, because when you get into an open setting like that, and even though it is a small setting, it's like I think it makes it more easier for you to build up to the release, to where it's not you come in, okay, what are y'all dealing with? Because I've been a part of settings like that.
Right.
There was no icebreaker. There was no minute fellowship in the beginning. And so it's like you go dive right in, like, okay, who dealing with something this week? You know what I'm saying? With men, I think that's the wrong approach, especially if you got a bunch of men that are new and or have not been exposed to that type of a setting.
Right.
So where we come from at this table, we've been exposed to that because of the ministries that we've been a part of. So, but a lot of people don't get are fortunate to have that type. So, but I've kind of cringed in certain spaces, be like, why, because you know what I'm saying? Like I said, me being a part of ministry, then also being part of personal development. Y'all know me, when I do my thing, I'm an energy guy, but I know I got to reel them in first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you gotta catch the fish before you clean the fish, so to speak. So what's your take on that as we kind of talk about diagnostic reset on tonight? Making sure that we find a solution to the problem. That way we can get everything taken care of and have that reset and whatever we're looking for in our life. So
Yeah, so that's fire right there. What you just said. All right, so
Super fire.
so what I tell the bros.
yeah.
It dropped on me because we were talking about atmosphere
Mhm.
and environment, and I was talking to them about. I told them you have to understand that it's always an environment on the inside of an environment.
Yep.
Yep.
I've said that before myself.
That's how your wife or somebody's husband can come home, and the environment at home can be peaceful, but the environment that left the job is still on them. So you done got so whatever that your spouse is going through, they going through it internally. It's a whole different type of ecosystem going on in there, right? So since I was a part of a bigger group, they start off, they kick off, they have music playing, they have cookies and juice over there, and they just fellowshipping for the first like 10, 15 minutes. Everybody's hugging. What's up? How your day been? Sitting down, taking a woo-saw, taking taking the woo-saw. So, and I saw how the guys were already open. Even if they got stuff bottled up, they're comfortable in their setting.
Exactly.
So in my group, I don't know about I do the same thing. The first thing that I do, I get there early, and I have I'm there by myself, and I focus on environment and atmosphere. This environment first. So I play music, and like the same music that I play at home when I'm praying, I go and pray. Sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, Faith will call me every like 10 minutes before every class, and she'll pray over me every class. She'll pray over me. She'll pray over the lesson. And then when she get done praying, then I will pray for the bros. And then when they start coming in, I might put on some lo-fi hip hop, just some beats.
Right.
And then everybody and I know all of them. I know their names. So what's up, Brian? What's going on? What's up? You know what I'm saying? I hug them, embrace them, and that's what kind of kicks it off.
Yeah.
And then we sit down, we talk about each other's day because we're men. How are you doing? How the family? How was the weekend? Was it busy? Like what's going on, bro? You know what I'm saying? And then we go over what we read in the chapter. So when it comes to those groups, women are like they're like kittens. You ever seen a kitten? A kitten is a cat will sit and look at something, bro. And they will
Right. Yep.
They will look.
They loud.
Right.
They take their party up.
Right.
I can't do that. Men, we like it's like double dutch.
Right.
We like, hold on, should I jump in? Should I not jump in? Hold on. That's how we is. Like, hold on. It's either we all in or we not.
Yeah. Right.
So I create the atmosphere where I try to, and to where now in the beginning, I am, bro. As being, I tell them all the time, being a man, they smack us with all you the leader, you the head. Being the lead, it just means that you just take the initiative. That's all it means.
Oh, that's good.
That's
really
all
good.
it means. Just you're
good.
since I'm the leader of the group and I'm a man, it's my job to be vulnerable first. It's my job to open up first. It's my job to the first night I open up in prayer. Now the second night, the second Monday, who wants to pray? Because y'all are men. Y'all supposed to pray for y'all families. You ain't gotta pray all the time, but majority, either you assign someone prayer or you do the prayer yourself or your family. You know what I mean? So, and just last Monday, Jose, he prayed in Spanish. I said, who wants to pray? And then he was giving me the look. I said, you want to pray, don't you? I said, go ahead. And you encourage them. Because men need encouragement.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. He said, I pray better in Spanish. I said, bro, do your thing. He prayed the whole thing in Spanish. And then he said, amen. This is perfect what he did. He went and he said in English what he prayed. He said what he said in his prayer. I told him, bro, I said, as long as you put an amen on the end of it, we straight. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you have to set that environment, you know, because week 1, the level is here. Week 2, level is here. Week 3, and I add in activities with it too. Like I had an activity to where I can't even take credit for it. Faith made it up. You know what I'm saying? She had a bag, and she put stuff in the bag. Each man had to grab in the bag and pull something out, and whatever it had read on it, they had to do it for their spouse. You know what I'm saying? Then when they come back, the first thing we did was discuss how it went. Perfect reactions, bro. And then with activities and stuff like that, we on week 7, bro. They diving in. Opening up. Sometimes I be like, dang, I wasn't ready for this. Because they feel connected, and because we are connected, because of trauma, because of following Christ, because of everyone is on the same mission. Our minds are different, but we like-minded because we want to be better. You know what I mean? So every man is in there, and they're pulling out the cards. They're exposing their secrets. They're saying, "Hey, me and wifey ain't vibing this week." And I'm speaking life into. It's crazy, bro. I find myself speaking life into a 16-year marriage when my joint was just crazy in the top of the year. I'm crying 6 months straight, 6 weeks straight. But I'm speaking into a 16-year marriage right now. And he's entrusting my words. And then when he puts them to use, he comes back and he said, "Hey, bro, that was good what you told me. This worked. So you create that environment. And then as you water the ground, it loosens up. And then stuff begins to grow. You know what I mean? So that's how I do it. That's how I'll do it. But men, it's like double dutch, bro. The ropes be swinging, and we like this. Is it safe for me to jump in or not? Men don't have time to be trying to analyze stuff. We trying to get to it. Is it safe for me to jump in or not? You know what I mean? And if a man don't feel safe, he not jumping in. Because women think that men don't have emotions. We do. We have deep emotions. We have deep training thoughts, and we do want to be what you need us to be, but we need to feel safe too. And our safety factors are different from yours. Like if I tell you something that I feel ashamed of, will you bash me with it? If I tell you something that I feel ashamed of, will you feel ashamed of me, or will you speak to the king that's inside of me?
Right. Right. That's good.
You know what I mean?
That's
so men need that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so we on the same wavelength, because I mean, looking at like society today, man, it's like, whoa, it's like, where is it? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a generational gap. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like a generational gap to where what you just said is like almost non-existent in a generation, because they're not being taught that. Because if it's not all about me and mine and what you bring to the table and what can you do for me, and it's about me. So it's almost like society in the United States of America needs a generational reset.
This is true.
It's like we need a generational reset, because I can remember the days where I could go to grandma and have certain conversations, and it'd be like, you know what, baby, you don't want to do. I remember, because I used to be chubby growing up, and I go it was funny because right before I was getting ready to go into high school, for real, I wasn't up, I slimmed up. Now, at that particular time, I wasn't working out. I wasn't doing anything. It just, as I began to grow and get taller, it just started dropping off. And because I remember it at my mom, who's in the kitchen, Grandma say, "Now, baby, now you gonna have to drop some of that now, because them girls don't want no chubby." But they would say stuff, but it would be out of love and trying to put you in a better position, or whatever. You don't have that now, because now your grandparents are 29, 30, 35 years old, and they still trying to find themselves. So there's a generational gap, that's going on, to where it's like a lot of the information that's needed is actually missing. So there's like you trying to run to your mechanic to get a diagnostic test done, and it's not for whatever reason it's not firing to get the codes, because he can't tell you what's going on with the car if the codes are not reading. Because I remember I took my car to the dealership, and so I asked him because I was getting the oil change, and so I asked him about something that was going on, and so it was like, well, let me run the diagnostic check. So he got up underneath the dashboard, and then he said, man, I can't read it because he said, well, let me take because the older model cars, he said they stopped making them to where they can read past a certain year.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, what? He's like, yeah, man. If it's not this, I forgot what the year was. If it's not this much year or older, or over, he said we can't even. So it's like now you're riding around with a check engine light on, and you can't test it because the world has so much far advanced where they're not even worried about the existence of the older cars that are on the road. And so what happens is you're not worried about the existence of problems that you never dealt with because of where society is right now, to where they're not really getting to the thick of things. Like they're drinking, you know, people. I think what happens is because things are more exposed now. So like people, it's more of life is more about having a good time now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's you know, we're back then when you grew up morally, you know, based on value, principles was different. Everything was based on even family. It was a different
standards.
presentation. But now it's like, well, if you're not living the good life, you ain't living. You know, if you're not doing this, you ain't doing it at all. You know, so it's like you driving around in a 2008 Camry, clean, but because society says you need to have a 2023, and now you got an issue with the 2000, and you can't do that because society is so far gone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to get to that point where, you know, I think we need to kind of do a mental reset, man, to be honest with you, to kind of regain some of those values so we can have those conversations, and then maybe some of the things that are going on in the world today will kind of subside a little bit, because it's not going to cease, because you're going to always have evil people in the world that want to do harm. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're going to always have people that want to do what they want to do, when they want to do it, and how they want to do it, no matter who says what. You're going to always have them people. But at least, man, with a factory reset, you can get back to the original nature of what the car was intended to do. So we can get back to the original nature and what God had designed us to do, and that's bring glory to Him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and
that's the importance of understanding the manufacturer and how they move. I like how you said when you move in an environment, creating that environment. So for a perfect example, like when you with the fellas with the boys on the football team, they've gotten used to a manufactured way of you doing things in an environment that you set. That I already have preconceived in my mind how we've been raised, how I need to continue that environment, continue that manufacturing. Right. So anytime they came in, we had an event and I was able to be a part of it, I would shake each one of their hands, dap them up, and like, hey, bro, what's going on? How you doing? You good? And those little things to show people that you're accessible, that you're tangible, and that you're a realist. And that you understand that they're individual, and you want them to have the same experience that you had from your manufacturer, which is your family. Our manufacturer is ultimately God, but our family, they inserted things in us that we're trying to pump out. So when you think about those portable air compressors, you know what I'm saying? You got the main big one as the manufacturer, but they put little portable ones that you can have out the stores that you can have access at any given time that you want to have. So when you think about that, man, I got a flat tire, but I can't even make it to the, it could be way across the other side of town, but I got a portable. We are each portable air compressors to people that we run across that needs our air, that needs our encouragement, that needs our love, that needs us to show them how to maneuver as men in this world. Even with the generation and what's going on, like, it is very scarce. It looks very scary what it looks like what we're headed for. But if you have faith and hope, and you understand that your part in the earth realm and what your purpose is and what you're called to do is a continuation of keeping things going. We're in the place of keeping things going to the point of where I want you to get to this place where you can continue doing what I was doing. Like it's imperative for us to bring that environment. Like even when we had over a course of years where we did our documentary, and a lot of people said the same thing. When they come in contact with us, it feels like family. It feels like I've known them for years, and we just met, and it happened recently this weekend. So, just setting the atmosphere is a huge advantage if you understand the value of that advantage. It's really huge and powerful. So, I think sometimes not understanding the proper diagnosis can cause other malfunctions too. It can cause other errors that you ain't even know that was there. It could lead to other problems. So it's important to allow someone that understands the capacity of a manufacturer that can properly, hey bro, I grew up and listen, this was my childhood. This is what I went through. This is what I faced, but this is how I overcame it. And then you can reset them, recalibrate them into just like, okay, well, you pouring into me in a way that I need to be built up.
Yeah, because you gotta, like, bro, so we gotta understand that we gotta go to the right place for the right thing. You gotta know where to go.
Bro, you all in my head.
For real.
You gotta know
I was
where to
just
go.
thinking that.
Real.
You gotta know.
Right.
Bro, AutoZone is a store that sells auto parts. Yeah, they have the thing that you can hook up real quick that give you like a little okay. It helps you determine what you need to do next. They hook it up, boom, boom, whoop, de whoop. You see, okay, you see little signals. But they sell parts that need to go, to go on your car. The dealership sells cars. Now, don't get me wrong. They have the place now. You can get tires. You can get your oil change. They can fix something. But their primary goal is to sell you a vehicle.
Yep.
Now, the auto garage is the place specifically designed to fix your car. They ain't trying to sell no parts. They probably got some stuff to sell right now. They ain't trying to sell you no car. They might have a little Chevy on the side. They done fixed up to sell. But their primary thing is to fix your car. So you can't be trying to get your head gasket done at AutoZone. That's not what you go there to get the part. You don't go there to get it fixed.
Facts.
Right.
So people going to the wrong place for the wrong thing. Your heart need to be healed. You got emotional damage. Why you keep going to the that's causing more damage, boo-boo. You going to look for love. You going to look for sex from this guy. That's causing more damage. That is not the garage. You at AutoZone right now. You at AutoZone causing more damage. Got the wrong holes for your car.
Facts. The wrong thing.
Your radiator finna blow up because you getting the wrong thing right now. You know what I'm saying? Lord. You feel me? The women right here leaving relationships and going to their exes or going to another man. You going to the dealership. You need to be going to the garage. Fix that thing right there. How about you go hook up and see what's wrong with you?
Facts.
How about you talk to him? How about y'all try to work it out? How about y'all put God in the middle? Stop trying to trade each other in.
That's good.
That's good, yeah.
Why y'all trying to trade each other in? Stuff gonna happen. You know what? I was talking to one of the bros, and we were talking about arguments. I said, bro, 9 times out of 10, no, 5 times out of 60, every time it was an argument that I got into,
He's got these weird numbers.
bro, every time.
The real ratio.
I said sometimes clashing is not bad because the word says, as iron sharpens iron, one person sharp as another. When you think that, y'all looking at the sharp knife. Yep. Kobe Steakhouse is chopping up cucumbers real quick. But it got sharp because it banged against something. It was friction. It's constant friction.
Right.
My dad was a master chef. He had this long thing, and it sounds horrible. He went,
It's like nails on the chalkboard.
Right. It's just sharpening a knife.
Yeah, so it bangs against something. So sometimes when you banging heads with your woman, it's like, hold on. First of all, it's not me versus you. No, it's something that we need to tackle. It's something that needs to be knocked down so we can stand up on it to platform us. It's something that God is trying to get. It's something, maybe it's my mind frame, maybe it's your mind frame. It's something that needs to be handled, not us attacking each other. You know what I mean? So ain't no sense of trading each other in. We can figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. Cause that's one of the worst things that you can do, because your car is one of the most expensive things that you're gonna pay for. And to get a wrong diagnostic and fix the wrong part, and your car's still not acting right. That's a frustrating thing, man. When I took my car, was it last year?
You was catching it.
Yeah, I was catching, and then I spent. I ain't gonna tell you. Well, it wasn't like a lot, but it was more than
More than you wanted to spend.
So I mean, I went and had to go get a water pump put on. I think it was a water pump, and so got the water pump, put the water pump on, then work, then do what it's supposed to do. So they called me, it's like, hey, we put it on, da 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 da, and it's still doing da 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 da. So we think you got a bad part. Dang. Now because I took it to quote unquote professional shop, of course they want to charge me for the labor again, because now I have to take that one back off and then put another one on. So I'm like, dang, if I'd have took it to the buddy down here, he probably wouldn't have did me like that.
Right.
But then I had to kind of think about it. If I'd have did that, maybe he wouldn't have figured it out, that it was the part that was bad and not the connection. But because it was in the right space, in the right place, they had the right tool, because you can have the machine and the machine reads you the diagnostic, but all it's going to do is give you the code to tell you what's wrong with it. But once you put it on the actual machine, that it takes somebody to having that type of caliber of a machine. But once you actually put it on that machine, it can actually give you more details and information about what's going on with your car. So what ended up happening? So I ended up having to pay. I had to pay twice the labor. So of course they replaced the part, but I had to get twice the labor. So, but it required me to do the homework and do the extra work rather, and going to get all this stuff taken care of, because what happens is we get frustrated in our relationships, we get frustrated in our careers, we get frustrated with things that are not going our way, and then we don't want to pay the extra price because of the labor that is requiring. And so then we'll actually dismiss the whole thing, and then now you're making the problem worse than what it is, because hey, this is what it is. You just, you got to be willing to pay it. So I was like, man, I got to pay it because I need my car. So I don't want to do it, but I got to do it. So it's like, well, dang, man. So now we second guess ourselves because, man, I should have did this or I should have did that. When in all actuality, no, you did the right thing. Actually, it probably would have cost you more had you went to the other person and then you actually went to the pro shop, because they actually had the tools and then come to find out, and had to go through this whole ordeal because, so here's the thing. I'll throw this in there. I always tell people, like, no matter what you do, get everything out of it. So, and what I mean by that, you're in a relationship, get everything you can get out on it, because you like my brother, you're in partnership. You're going in that same direction. There's one thing. What is the main thing? What is the main, as we used to be taught when we was in school in English? What is the main thing that this paragraph is talking about? And then you have to figure out what it's talking about, the main thing. And then if it's like, well, it's talking about, then teacher's like, well, no, yeah, it's talking about that, but that's not the main focus of the paragraph. And I think that's what happens a lot of time in our life. It's like we come up with the diagnostic, but it's not the right diagnostic. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore we misdiagnose the issue, and so the issue lingers, and then guess what? It spills over to other places. Because in another situation, because y'all know, because I had to replace my alternator.
Right.
Come to find out, I had an oil leak. So we couldn't figure out why I keep having to replace these alternators, because I had to replace about 3 of them. So but the mechanic couldn't tell me. He was like, man, I don't know, he just couldn't figure out what was going on with the alternator, right? So, and this is somebody that's qualified. They got the certifications, but certain tools that they don't have.
Right.
So I end up taking up to the people that I pretty much deal with now with certain situations. So they was able to pinpoint it. It's like, hey, I think we found out what the problem is. The reason your alternator is going out is because you got an oil leak. And the oil leak is running over on your alternator and it's shorting it out.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. So here's the thing. See, I'm telling you, man, when you go the extra mile and stop trying to do shortcuts. Because God already got you. Because what happened was, here's what he did. He wiped the alternator off. He said, listen, because if you take this back and try to get a replacement because it was still covered under warranty, he said they're not going to cover it. He said because they're going to realize that, no, that wasn't the problem that it shorted. The problem is because so he cleaned it off. He said, here, now you go take it back and go tell them that it's not, it's not working. And they're going to give you another one. And I said, boy, he sure looked out for your brother then, boy. I say, because he right. Because if he just took it off and gave it to me, but see, that took somebody with a certain eye. That took somebody with a certain eye. So you can't be mad when somebody calls you out on your stuff because they see something that your homie didn't see.
That's something,
man.
Or your homegirl didn't see because they connected to you. They so close to you, they can't see the real problem. As a matter of fact, they co-signing your issue.
Oh, man.
You understand what I'm saying? So it took somebody with a detailed eye in a different area to say, you know what? A specialist. You understand?
Oh, my God.
you went to somebody who thought they knew what it was or think it could be or possibly, but to
had
somebody
the qualifications. And for whatever reason, misdiagnosed the situation. But then it took it over to, you could be considered a specialist, same field, but was able to figure out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't short out because I could have been in I was like, I should have took it to him. But I thought I had to catch myself, bro. Like, well, no, because he might have wouldn't have figured that out.
If you wouldn't have kept going through all this,
you see what I'm saying?
And be like, well, this is what's happening.
Because they got certain tools that he didn't have. Even though he's qualified, certified, has the same business, but he just runs it a little bit differently. But over here they got more stuff, and usually he's good at that. He was like, well, no, Mike, I can't do that because I got this, but I don't have that, and you need XYZ. He'll tell you real quick. But because he couldn't figure out why my alternator kept showing out because I kept taking it to it, and then I was like, then they got to the point. You know what? And then what happened was he had to go into get a procedure done, so he wasn't available when they did it again. So I had no choice but to take it over though. So sometimes things happen, you try to fight it, and it's just God looking out for you.
Yep.
Because had not that happened, we'd have been still
toiling with the same issue.
So I ended up, and I took it over there, and he was like, well, here's your problem. It was you got a slight oil leak, and it's leaking on your alternator. So he probably diagnosed the problem. We fixed it. Hadn't had a problem since.
The B2S Podcast is brought to you by No Grind, No Glory Apparel, R828 edition. It's a reminder to stay strong, to be courageous, to starve your fears, and to feed your faith. Even when it feels like everything is falling apart, just know that you were born to stand out and make an impact. Head over exclusively to www.nogrindnoglory.net and grab you some merch as a daily reminder that all things work together.
Ain't this funny? I'm trying to figure out, like, tell me if this an angel's advocate or not. Just let me know, and then reel me back in. People would drop thousands of dollars to figure out what's wrong with their car. Don't get me wrong, it gets you from point A to point B. It take you to work. It take you to
where you need to go.
Go ahead.
Grocery store. You go out of town.
I know where you going.
It take you to church on Sunday. The one day where you do serve Jesus wholeheartedly. Oh Lord. Because the rest of the week you ain't reading, you ain't praying, you ain't submitting, you ain't doing nothing. But on Sunday, at least your car take you there. Amen. Right? You spend hundreds of dollars, bro, on your vehicle. Thousands to make sure you get diagnostics, everything to make sure it's straight. But you won't do anything to make sure you're straight.
That's where you was going.
And you are a person. You God's most prized possession. You are His favorite thing on the earth.
Bro, people spend more on their phone than they spend on their mental mental capacity.
You'll make sure your transmission straight, but you won't go sit down and make sure your heart's straight.
Yeah.
You will spend thousands of dollars and talk. You will fully talk to your mechanic about, okay, so what's done? Okay, I need that done. oh, dang, how am I get that done? But if your partner come to you and say, I need more emotional stuff from you, you ain't got nothing to say about how you're going to try to fix or how you're going to operate or how you're going to maneuver to try to give them what they need. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy, bro.
That's
and
crazy.
You'll thoroughly investigate. Okay, what does this do? Why do I need this? Like you'll go down the list of questions what you need to make sure you can go back and hop in them streets and do what you've been trying to do as quick as possible.
Boy, you'll be in AutoZone trying to get the right spark plugs. Hold on, I need the 679. You got that? Give me the 6. No, I want the. I don't want AutoZone version. I want the. Give me Dew Point. I need the 679 spark plug.
Specifically.
You know what I'm saying? But when your partner tell you specifically, I need more communication.
Give me the $1.99 spark plug.
Specifically, I need a little more emotion.
It's different then. Give me them $1.99 because you don't want to do that.
Yeah,
you don't want to pay the price for it.
Somebody woman tell their husband, hey, I need a little more. I need this. I need that. He don't know what you talking about. You need what?
Bro,
but you would go spend thousands on your car.
I just had this conversation with Isha.
That junk crazy, bro.
I was venting.
It is.
I just had the conversation with Isha the other night. I was venting. You know, prom season is just got finished.
Oh yeah.
So you know, oh man, the way these kids go out now it's crazy, dog. The amount of money these kids spend on these proms, these parents spend on these proms, bro, it's crazy, dog.
Yeah.
When I say it's crazy, I say how? I say I get it, but I don't get it. You gotta own a pair. Your kid has owned a pair of $700 shoes, Louis Vuittons, sneakers. I didn't even know Louis Vuitton made sneakers.
Oh, they fired you with no cap.
They real
I know
fire,
that's
bro.
what caught my eye.
Real fire.
I'm on IG,
especially with the denim.
Yeah.
I'm on IG, and one of the kids posted. You know, they fit. You know, this wasn't even prom. This one here wasn't prom. The first picture I saw, it wasn't prom. He just posted up with the outfit on, with the Louis on. I'm like, I know Louis made sneakers, so you know your boy. I'm going straight to Google.
He going to investigate.
Louis Vuitton sneakers, and boy, the same ones he had on popped up. Hold up. When we trying to do fundraisers,
y'all the
main one. How we got to pay? We got to. Oh no, that's too. What?
Cap and gowns. Senior picture day.
I saw the price, bro, and I saw the price of them shoes, dog. I said, you got to be kidding me. You got to be. And then I was like, okay, now the prom pictures start coming in. What some of the kids got on Louis Vuitton. I said, wow. Bible says where your treasure, where your treasure is, that where your heart be also. So your value is more on you than putting the value in you.
Yo, it's vanity.
You know what I'm saying?
It's vanity.
So you walking around with expired spark plugs, but you got the latest iPhone.
You make it make sense.
It ain't sparking no more. You need to change. You need them $6.99 spark.
Spark can't even get a.
You ain't got no emotional capacity.
You'll pay $700 for a pair of shoes and won't pay $20 for a book.
No emotional capacity. No.
Make it make sense. Like,
No.
please make it make sense.
I can't.
Junk crazy.
My head hurt if I try. I can't.
Whole outfit, $1,500. But you won't pay $20 for a book.
Weave and everything.
I was sharing, well, she ain't there no more. But my daughter, I was testing her, and I think I shared this on the last week podcast. It was about the mentor program I was trying to get her, and she was like, "Ooh, let me pray about it." Man, pray about what? You just paid $500 to Amazon, baby. We this ain't how we do. We invest in ourselves.
Yeah.
You can do it, you know. But you know, thankfully she came up. She woke up real quick. So a couple months later, you know, she back on the right track. But it's crazy, man. We spend all this money on the outward appearance, and your inward is just perishing.
It's perishing, and it's back to the mechanic thing. You will sit there and be hours on the phone, going back and forth, but when it comes to getting your heart right, for your car can break down. Your for one, your vehicle is a liability. For one, right? Your partner in your life should be an asset. Should be. For one,
Facts.
Yeah.
should be an asset. So if you do have a partner in your life that is an asset, why are you not trying to match that energy? Like, why are you not trying to open up? Why are you not trying to become the best version of yourself? Because when two people come together who's trying to do major things happen.
Bro, you know what? And I'm having to retrain my thought process. It's not even being the best version of yourself. Because the best version of yourself is still limited to the best version that God wants you to be. And I keep, because I actually caught myself in one of my messages here recently. And I was like, because I'm so much in the personal development space and that's easy to come out. And I thought about it, I was like, well, the best version of me isn't the best version God wants for me because he's higher than me. So if I want the best version of me, then I want the best version of him. So let make me the best version that you desire for me to be because I'm limited in my own self.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I cap.
There's a cap. There's a cap on me. So because the best version of me still might not equate to what my spouse or my wife needs.
I said trying. trying this, you know what I'm saying?
Angels advocate.
Yo, but I
You know what I'm
get
saying? Yeah.
that's a trying.
Yeah, yeah.
That's when you working on this. So
Yeah,
you
working
can't-
on the vertical, as
yeah,
you would
but-
say.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, working on that.
You're
Because
trying to be,
Yeah.
But when you don't, it's not good. Like you do everything else, but you're not trying to work on yourself.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
You want to hear your car run better than you do.
Yeah. 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 And
That's
bro,
crazy.
it's and the more I talk to these kids, bro,
The
these
car
athletes-
add more value to you than you add to your spouse.
Yeah.
Your car, which is a liability, adds more value to you, and you a whole human, and you are a whole liability to the person who's trying to be an asset to you. That makes no sense.
Yeah. And the more I talk to these athletes, man, it's when that what they're fighting for don't happen, they so lost.
Yeah.
Because you the best version of yourself will spend so much time for me. Let me become the best athlete that I can be. And anything outside of that,
It's irrelevant.
it's exactly. And then when that space don't open, now you're out here dangling, trying to figure out. It's like that's not who you are. That's a part of your life, but that's not who you are.
Bro, it's just like I got a homie. He's like, I'm trying to be the best baby daddy I can be. I heard a woman tell me something like, "You wish I was your baby mama, don't you?" I was like, "Why are you proud of yourself on being a baby mama?"
Right. That's the mentality, bro.
Like seriously, like you
That's the come up.
like
That's the
really like
mentality.
bro. It's almost like yo no. Listen, that shouldn't even be your come out of your mouth like that. What about being positioned to be a wife?
They
A
don't. Most
woman
them
of
don't
God,
want it.
like that's not. So I dig it. Like you trying to be a champ at the wrong thing.
Right.
You're trying to be. It's almost like trying to be the. It's almost like trying to be the Hell's champion. Why? like why? Like you proud of yourself on being.
Right.
You're the best you can be on the outside of the will of God. That's great. That's great. You want a trophy? You get a trophy. Like
Pat on back.
pat on the back. Like no, we're not trying to be the best baby daddy.
Correct.
That's
Let's try to
crazy.
be the best man of God, the best man
Right.
of valor, the best husband we can be. I had a kid out of wedlock,
That's
but when you align yourself, you rearrange that. I'm not that. I'm not a baby daddy. I'm my son's father.
Bro.
You're not a baby mama. You're your son's. You're your son's or your daughter's mother.
facts.
It's a diagnostic
It's
reset, bro. Where did we go wrong?
And honestly, when you go to the right manufacturer, you do develop a diagnostic skill set, even in the midst of the diagnostic reset. So basically, there's an understanding of fact-based opinions, meaning that you respect what this person is telling you in order to get you where you need to be. There's a real situation going on that you understand. And also, I was looking at here, you're attentive to detail, your understanding of oneself along the sides of respecting opinions of others and being more fact-based, meaning you're being real with yourself. Like how you say it's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
You're proud on being a baby mother? No, this is not the end goal here. Because now you're showing not only the errors and the malfunctions of what's going on in your life that needs to be reset, but you're also passing that down. And that kind of environment is polluting so many families, so many generations. And so it's important to make sure that we do get the right diagnostic, that we do go to the right manufacturer. Even if you got to get like how Broski had to go get a specialist, a second of opinion. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, the even with the skilled set manufacturer, the first guy mechanic you went to, he was knowledgeable. He knew, but there was only certain things that until he got to that issue that he couldn't go no further. So it's no different with a different manufacturer. Get the best out of what you need to get the proper diagnostic reset.
Yeah, after you go to appointed, basically, if I can pick up what you're putting down, after you go to appointed people who are trusted, and you kind of getting the same thing from different people who don't talk to each other, now it's time to go to God. God, look, this is what's going on.
Facts.
Now it's time to go to the real one who can really heal those places and heal those wounds. When I was in here, I'm trying to tell you, I was right there and I was offering stuff to God. He was healing my soul, which is your mind. Like that was, I was going through deliverance right there. I was getting delivered from stuff. And I went up and they did an altar call. I was fresh off of work. I was trying to play the tarot card. Next thing you know, spirit started moving. I blink. I'm at the altar. Then next thing I know, I don't know what happened next, but I'm gonna tell you what I saw.
Lean on me.
I'm up here, hands lifted. I blink.
You ready to go night-night?
I just blink. I blink, bro.
Oh, baby. We're going down.
I blink. Boom. Pass officer in front of me. Real quick. Bruce Lee style. Look to the right. Boom. My commander put the hand on my stomach. Next thing you know, rod in the back. Next thing you know, I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor shaking. Guy dealing with me, getting some stuff off of me.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what happened. Now it's time for me to go to the Lord with some of these things. And not trying to cover it up. And the worst thing a person can do in this time and age, if you want to get your car fixed, AKA, is have no accountability. That's the worst thing you can do, is have no accountability. That's the worst thing. You try to sweep stuff under the rug. No. That's what you're talking about, how you gotta, when somebody tell you something who's appointed, they close to you. I can see that. Do you know how many times a person will be in your face and you will have a booger in your nose and they don't say nothing? How can you be that close when I got this Christmas ornament hanging out my nose like this?
And it's green and it's nasty.
So if it's green and it's nasty, it got glitter on it. So if I'm right here in front of your face and not say, bro, it's a booger in your nose, bro, I'm right here, I can see it. Versus if I'm across the room. Hey, boy, you got a booger in your nose. You can't even see my face like that, whatever. I could have one, but you're not close to me like that. So if a person is close to you, I'm like, hey, you have a accountability problem. Hey, this is going on. Hey. You have to better trust that stuff so you can take your behind and go get checked and go to that doggone garage and get fixed up. Because guess what? The person who you with, the team who you with, your work team, your football team, your golf team, your management team, you are also their transportation as well.
Yeah.
Because when they're low, you carry them. What good does it make if both of us is broke down? That's not how it's supposed to work. So when I get low, you ain't got no juice either. How many times you done, bro? My daddy used to be proud to get in stepmom's whip. Man, he be like, hey, I'm going to the store. That the way you going? I'm going to Plain City. Okay. Hey, go grab Lois keys. She always got gas in her car. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I'm like, dang, like when I need a pickup, where's the gas in your car? When I need for somebody to speak into my life, you mean to tell me I have to leave outside my house to find someone to speak into my life? You mean to tell me I have to call another female to have her speak into my life? You mean to tell me she got to go to a homeboy for you to speak into her life? You're right there. How come you can't do it? How come you're not prepping yourself to be that for that person? Go to that garage, man. Stop playing around. You feel me?
Yeah,
1,000%.
Yeah. I'm sitting here looking at some of this stuff once I keyed in. And because you know what happens usually when you're trying to get a diagnostic, sometimes they're trying to figure out certain things. And I remember this right here because certain times they'll tell you to disconnect the battery because it resets the codes and everything that's going on. But that's still, if there's something deeper going on, just because you disconnect, that don't mean that it's going to, because it's going to still be right back there when you connect back to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we'll go, oh man, the girls' weekend out, or you know, we're going out with the fellas tonight. Let's disconnect. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Oh, let me go. Oh man, you know, you may be a food binger. You know what I'm saying? You have problems. You know, you eat a little bit more than, you know, because that's a common problem. You know, that's a disconnect. You disconnect, but guess what? That's not the proper diagnosis. You still got the problem right there. So you got to get to the point to where you can get there and reset. It's like when you reset, it's like, where did the issue go wrong? You know what I'm saying? How did we get here? And we look at everything. I'm like, how did we get here, bro? Like how? Like people would just run you over and keep going.
And don't think second.
And don't think a second about it. Like people will hit you in their vehicle and keep going. And I remember, was it last year or the year before, there's about 2 or 3 kids that got killed because somebody ran them over and kept going in this area. I don't know if y'all remember.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
It was like, because I know one of them was from out here where we at.
Armadale.
Yeah, one of them was from out there. And it was like, wow, how did we get here, man? It's like, man, it's like, God, we need a factory reset. We need a diagnostic reset because, man, people going haywire. Like, how do we get
snapping bad?
You know what I'm saying? And so you got to ask yourself these questions because if you don't, you're going to circle back. You're going to spin the block and you're going to find yourself right back in the same situation. And it might be with a different person. So that's why when you hopping around, and you're like, man, why I keep running into these type of people, or why I keep attracting this type of male or female? It's like, you might want to check your diagnostic. It ain't them, it's you.
Yeah.
Because you're wanting something different. You're wanting something opposite of what you're receiving. They not. They are who they are. But if you're attracting that, if you're, you know, there's something in you that's attracting that, right? So at the end of the day, you got to change the environment. You got to go to the right place. You got to go to the right shop to fix you. Why do I keep attracting this same type of person? What is in me that is attracting this situation, that is attracting this person? And it's so funny because Pastor had gave us a word, me and Isha gave us a word. And I think I shared that. So I didn't think it was going to happen that fast. It's like basically saying that we was going to find ourselves in similar situations as time passed, but because of where we are in the space that we're in right now, we're going to handle it totally different. How about it? It didn't take 2 weeks. It was like, definitely, I say, man, this, I know this might not be the only one, but I know this is it because we done spent the block on this situation right here. I'm definitely like, you know, and it almost gripped me, but it's like, nah, I can't respond that way.
Right.
I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, God, it's on you. But I say, you know what? This won't happen again. We gonna, hey babe, this is what we gonna do. She was like, okay. I was like, okay, that's it. I ain't finna stress about it. We gonna make the adjustment. We gonna work as a team, The final goal is to get in that end zone down there.
Yep.
I don't care if it's a run play or a pass play.
But that's crazy. You know what that is though? That's you realizing that the reset had to be a part of the last step. That's you recognizing, hold up, pause, wait a minute. Let me filter this, reset. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Because the reason why we are where we are, because we don't deem to think that the reset is part of the process.
Sometimes it is.
And it is sometimes. It has to be in certain instances in order for you to grow and change and go into a different direction. Because even when I had got my spark plugs put in my car, I had to go back to Arby so he can reset it with the new setting, with and to clear all the old codes. If I didn't do that, I would still be running off an old system, and we're so accustomed to the old system, we don't want to let it go.
Yeah, yeah. And even like when I had to call, it was one of the organizations. I don't remember who it was, but I had to call them because something wasn't coming up when I was online, and so I had to call them and say, hey, it's not letting me in or do this or whatever what the situation was. So I had to tell her, like, can you please slow down? You could tell she was reading off a script. Because she wasn't trying to let me say nothing that's going to throw her off. Because she just went, just started spilling. I'm like, hold up, I need to do what? And then what? After what? I said, hold up. She said, well, baby, what? I said, okay, she black. I said, this is an older black lady I'm talking to. I said, well, she said, well, baby, where you at?
I was trying to tell you.
I said, yeah, I'm talking to Grandma Lily right now. So I said, baby, can you slow down? She said, well, baby, where you at? I said, start at the beginning. I said, okay, because you said you have to wipe your cache. I said, okay. I said, and the only reason I know that I understand what you're saying because I've had somebody have to tell me that before. Because you're telling me to do this. And this on my laptop, and it's not doing it. And so, and you talking to me like I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but when she said, I understood what she was saying, but the process of what she was saying, because I had a new laptop, I didn't understand what she was saying. I mean, couldn't figure out where to go. So I had to slow her down and have her walk me through it. And so she had told me what to click, what to push, did it, wiped everything down, X'd out of there, opened it back up, went straight through.
Yep.
Diagnostic reset. I had to reset the cache so the laptop can read where I'm trying to go, because basically it couldn't read. This is how I looked at it. It couldn't read where I was trying to go because it was blocked for whatever reason. And so the people on the other side understood that. So you got to clear out your cache. You got to reset your diagnostic in a sense of what you're saying. You got to reset this thing because it's not receiving what you're putting in. So in order for it to receive what you're putting in, we need to reset some stuff. And this is how you do that.
Because don't nothing old stuff don't like new stuff.
Yeah.
At all.
Like
Yeah.
fresh wine don't do old wine skins.
Right.
It doesn't.
Right.
And going backwards like that in the same second. Hey, Dub, you know what I'm saying? You on the Google right now. Go, hey, find the scripture about the dog in the vomit, bro.
They just talk about it, and you got to read the whole thing for the time's sake. So
just
it's just about the dog not going back to his old vomit.
Yeah.
That's basically all it's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that happens when you don't reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You return back to your old ways.
Your way. That happens when you keep going to the shade tree mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he ain't got no type of he got certification, but he just got it, so he ain't got no type of hookup systems or nothing. He got a jack and some wrenches. That's what he got. You keep going back.
That's it.
You keep going back. Go ahead, keep going back. Keep on.
It's carburetor defibrillator.
Junk crazy. Junk crazy, bro.
You know it's hard out here.
You out here slide like little rascals in a soapbox car. You don't just slide.
But that scripture though, bro, it just when I hear it, it just makes me cringe.
Yeah.
Because it's like that's nasty. Why would you go back to something like that? But it's like people, we do it all the time as a human race. We do it all the time. Like, I'm like, oh. It's like, ugh. I can't imagine. Like, yo, that's nasty, bro.
Yeah, it is.
That's nasty, bro.
Bro, it is.
Bro, progression is a good thing. It's a great thing.
But it's scary.
It's scary.
And it is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to Faith last night. We was having a conversation about something. I asked her a question, and she was like, she said, it's the fear of the unknown, you know? So, man, I feel you. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. It's but progression is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say that because when I wrote my first book, I had put a quote in there that God gave me. It says, fear of the unknown keeps your current situation known.
That's true.
You know what
Super
you know what your situation is right now. You know that. But fear of the unknown keeps you in that current state because you're afraid to step out of that. Because you don't know what it is, but you know it. You're comfortable in knowing what this is, even though it's harming you. Just because of familiarity.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
I had to talk myself out last week. Literally, like, no, we ain't doing this. No, we not going back. No.
Yeah.
I had to talk myself out of that real quick because it's easy to get back in that mode.
Yeah.
Because you know what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's like, nah, we ain't.
Yeah.
No.
I see you.
I see you too, baby. And the answer is no.
You want some of this too, old man? No.
For real.
Man.
Try me going
It's,
back.
it's real, bro. Like,
No time for that, bro.
Right. Man. It's another one, man. Y'all got any last parting words before we get up out of here, man?
Dub.
man, I was looking at something right here. It's just this little sentence that kind of sticks about how a diagnosis is not the end, but it's the beginning of practice. And I like that. Because like I said before, everything that you're trying to obtain and go for, it's accessible. But how long it takes for you to assess it, it's on you. So when I seen that, I was like, oh, I like that. Because it's the beginning of practicing doing something new and different. Willing to change your routine of what you're accustomed to or what seems like it works because that looks like the formula. But no, you're ready to reset and go a whole new route, a whole new way, clear out the old, welcome the new, and willing to do the work. That's it. That's all I got.
Well, Blueprint Nation, and we're going to end off of that note just like that. Once again, we hope we said something to spark you a little bit on your journey to success and whatever that looks like for you, whether it's your career, whether it's your relationship, whether it's your children, family, friends, community, or all of the above. We're here to inspire and motivate you to move towards greatness and whatever that looks like for you and whatever God has for you. So we hope you enjoyed tonight's podcast. And once again, Blueprint Nation, y'all know how we like to get up out of here. Shoot for the top. Because the bottom is way too crowded. And if you think different to be different, you'll have the opportunity to live different. And once again, we'll see you on the other side of success. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.